Today, we're going to give you a brief overview of the My Cloud Gateway portal, a best-in-class network analytics platform and your window into your network infrastructure. Log in. First, we're going to browse to my.cloudgateway.co.uk, enter our email address and password, and click Sign In. Security is one of our top priorities, so you'll be asked to enter a one-time passcode to verify your identity. You can configure this feature to receive the code via text message or through an authenticator app, such as Google Authenticator. Once we enter our 6-digit one-time passcode, we'll see a brief loading icon, whilst our account loads, and then we'll be logged in and taken to the portal dashboard. Dashboard. Now that we're logged in and looking at our account dashboard, you can see 3 summary components. Each of these represents one of our service's core pillars: Connect, Protect, and Inspect. The Connect component summarizes your network connections and their current status. The Protect component displays your highest threat count by country. And the Inspect component shows you the total number of allowed and blocked connections over a given period. These are just summaries of underlying data which we can drill down into, so let's take a closer look at each of these core service pillars. Connect. Starting on the Connect page, we can see a summary of your network connections under the My Network component. This interactive diagram displays your north-side connections to your cloud infrastructure and your south-side connections to on-prem services such as VPN, managed WAN, RAS, and on-site data centers or servers. The status of each connection is indicated by the color, where green indicates a resilient connection with an up status. Orange indicates an alert, where your connection has failed over or where you're using your secondary connection. And red indicates an outage, where both your primary and secondary connections are down. By clicking on each of these connections, we can view live data in the information panel here on the right-hand side. For north-side connections, this panel shows us the status, platform, such as AWS, Azure, etc. Network, which indicates the status of your primary and secondary connections, as well as total bandwidth and in-out bandwidth. For south-side connections, this panel shows us the status, platform, such as the location or unique identifier, network, which indicates the status of your primary and secondary connections, as well as total bandwidth and in-out bandwidth. You can also export this data to CSV, should you wish to do so for offline analysis. Also, on the Home tab of the Connect page are a list of your routing tables and a summary of your interfaces by type, such as Customer Edge, Cloud Edge, or VPN. Remote Access. From the Remote Access tab, we can see a table which displays our VPN users alongside key information related to each user's session. You can self-manage these users via the portal by selecting one or multiple users in the table and then selecting the Manage Users option above the table. From the drop-down which appears, you can export users, reset their passwords, reset their VPN tokens, or delete them. You also have the option to add new users by selecting the Add User button above the table, and you'll be given the option to add users individually or in bulk using a simple CSV upload. Routing tables. The Routing Tables tab contains your routing tables, which you can search, filter, and download as a CSV. VPN site connectivity. The final tab under our Connect pillar is for VPN site connections, displayed by availability zones AZ01 and AZ02. The table on this page contains a list of all site connections and associated information. Should you need to for any reason, we've made it possible to reset your own VPN tunnels by selecting one of your site connections and clicking on the Reset VPN Tunnel button in this modal. Protect. Now let's take a look under the Protect page. On the Home tab of the Protect page, we can see the Threat Map component, which indicates by way of location the number of threats against your network. The table on the right shows threats by total count in descending order, and beneath the table is a summary of threats by severity, from critical down to low. Firewall Rules. On the Firewall Rules tab, we can see a table of our existing rules. We can select any of these rules in the table to see a more detailed view of the related information. Inside the modal, we can see the source, destination, and any settings which are being applied to this route. Also displayed here are the rule schedule, action, security profile, and source NAT. If web filtering applies to this rule, you can view and search any relevant URLs here too. Also, inside the modal, there are tabs which allow you to navigate to traffic logs and notes. The Traffic Logs tab displays any logs from the last 15 minutes, which is subject to this specific firewall rule. The Notes tab allows you to store a note with this rule so that you and your team can refer to it later. You can request new rules or make changes to existing rules from the button above the table. In the modal which opens, you have the option to add a new rule, modify an existing rule, or delete an existing rule, giving you full control over which rules get applied to your network at any given time. Proxy Rules. The Proxy Rules tab enables the same functionality as Firewall Rules, giving you oversight of your proxy rules and the ability to view, manage, and make changes to your infrastructure as you see fit. Inspect. Under the Inspect pillar, on the Home tab, you can view a range of analytics components which summarize your network traffic and service usage. The first analytics graph is the bandwidth overview diagram. This graph shows your inbound and outbound bandwidth usage over a given time frame. You can adjust the time frame to view more granular data. Under the Analytics tab, you can adjust the time frames for multiple analytics components at the same time, allowing you to analyze contextual, time frame specific network data on a single page. Under the Traffic Logs tab, you will see the most recent 15 minutes of logs on your network. You can filter, sort, and search the table of results to monitor traffic and analyze anything that's happening to your network in real time. You can also view Waffle Logs if your infrastructure makes use of this feature. At the bottom of the Traffic Logs page, you will see this form, which allows you to specify specific values and run an export of your logs for offline analysis. Historical reports will appear here on the right-hand side under Export History. Support. The Incidents tab is where you see the status of your ongoing incidents, including comments, people involved in the incidents, and the historical thread of information, as well as create new incident tickets. Your Service Requests tab works in exactly the same way as the Incidents tab, enabling quick and easy management of all of your support requests with Cloud Gateway. Reporting. Under the Reporting tab, you will see a table which shows a list of exported PDF reports which contain information about your network. From the Create Report button in the top right, you can select from 4 reporting templates, which will generate reports for a given period of time: previous 7 days, previous 30 days, or previous calendar month. You can choose whether to generate and send the report immediately or to set it to run on a schedule. Scheduled reports can be set to run every Monday at 8 a.m. or on the first Monday of the month at 8 a.m. Reports can be sent to multiple people, so you can specify a list of people in your business who should be receiving your report. Settings. Lastly, we have the Settings area of the portal. From the Home tab, you can update your personal information and your MFA security preferences. On the Manage Users tab, people within your business that have the account admin permissions can view and manage other users who have access to the portal, allowing you to self-manage who can see and access different parts of the portal. That's it for this brief run-through of the My Cloud Gateway portal. We hope you found this video informative, and if you have any questions about what we've covered today, you can contact our sales team.